Your interest in fundraising and philanthropy couldn't have come at a better time. The conditions in our world and in our church call us to personally engage in this study and then to implement what we have learned. In this segment, I want to speak to three issues. Number one, the biblical foundations for giving and fundraising. Number two, the changing realities that we face in our society and in the church today. And number three, the commitment of the church, the North American Division, to assist our employees as they engage in the privilege of developing resources, financial and otherwise, for the church. Let's begin. What is the true foundation of the processes of giving and what we would call fundraising? There could be no grander demonstration of giving than what God Himself has done. In giving His own life, He showed His great commitment to the well-being of the human family. Remember Jesus' words, "No one can take my life from me. I sacrifice it voluntarily, for I have authority to lay it down when I want to, and also to take it up again. For this is what my Father has commanded." I always read with huge interest this statement that Paul makes to the Romans. "He who did not spare His own Son, but gave Him up for us all, how will He not also, along with Him, graciously give us all things?" This is the foundation for giving and the spirit of heaven that spawns generosity in the hearts of men and women. God Himself is the foundation of all generosity. So when we think of reaching out to others, we need to recognize that this is a valid process that was initiated by God Himself. And we know that generosity gives birth to further generosity. The New Living Translation of the Bible translates Jesus' words in Luke 6:38 in this way: "Give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, and running over, and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back." Change is inevitable. If we are not awake to change, it will pass us by. And when you think of the word Kodak, it carries a whole different meaning today than it did 20 years ago. It was the Kodak people who invented the digital camera. However, they insisted on maintaining the philosophy that Kodak was about film. The fact is, the world passed them by. Here is an obvious reality. Our world today is not the world of yesterday. And this is also true in the church. What we could assume and rely upon 25 years ago is not a part of the thinking today. It used to be that we could publish appeals and our people would respond without question. As a church pastor, I remember the commitment of our members to every facet of church life and giving. Well, things have changed, and a new generation has new expectations, and we need to realize that all we do today is within this new context. If we are to succeed in developing and gleaning new resources for the church, we will have to come to grips with the reality that we do not have a captive audience in the church any longer. We must build our approaches within the context of new philosophical and financial realities. Our members, for instance, do not have the same level of financial resources that they used to. Secondly, giving patterns have changed, and the way people give has changed. And loyalty to organizations, any organization among younger generations, is not seen as a primary obligation. Either we will readjust our understanding of these things, or we will fail to accomplish the goals and dreams that are needed to succeed. There is a growing realization in the North American Division that we must do all that we can to provide the resources to our employees and to our members that are required. That is why we have PSI. I know that God is blessing this service ministry, for wherever I travel, people tell me about how their organization has been blessed. For those of you who are enrolled in this course, I want to give you this encouragement. There has never been a time when the work of philanthropy has been more needed. I am praying that God will gift each of you with the skills needed to accomplish a great work in His name. Of course, above and beneath is the great goal of accomplishing God's task on planet Earth. The seeds that you are planting in your mind today will grow by God's grace into blessings tomorrow. May God bless you as you take this course and as you learn and as you develop those skills that you are taught in this place.